talking as if people can hear me, and then hopefully it'll pick up at some point. So we are live from St John's, Newfoundland, Canada. This is the equipped part of the competition. We've had 5 days of classic, and now we've got 3 days of equipped coming up. Here's my calendar from Great Britain, 60 kilos. He wasn't feeling great, so he's dropped his opener right back, so we'll try and get one in here now.
315, good lift for the calendar. Good job, sir. 65 on the bar now, Tapani Pohaka, Finland. Helmik and Kopernitsky, get ready.
We have, these are all the Masters for men, so that's 70 years old and above.
Bars loaded, 65 kilos, Pohaka, Finland.
So, Tapani Pohaka for 65 kilos. He is spending about a week down in the bottom of that squat just to make sure. So, just a reminder, these are the M4 men. So, 70 years old and above. And this is the equipped part of the competition. So, the lifters are able to use knee wraps and squat suits, but of course they're not obliged to. Next out we have Bill Helmik. He has been coaching all day. He's been coaching all day. He's been coaching all week. He's been refereeing, coaching. He's been doing all the jobs. And here he is on the platform. It's a hard thing to do, but this is a feature of Masters Lifting. You see someone come off the platform and get straight on spotting and loading, refereeing, announcing, commentating, all the jobs. So here's Bill Helmik, a veteran of the game. Been around a long time. He has 95 kilos on the bar. And he is on the board with 209 pounds. Next out we have Miroslav Kopernitsky from Canada, and he is looking for 145 pounds, 145 kilos, I'm sorry. So for those of you who don't speak kilos, that's 320 pounds. He lifted classic earlier in the week. All the way to depth. And that's 3 white lights. So these are all the Masters 4 men. We have 4 weight classes on the platform right now. Tsutomu Ichikawa is in the 74 kilo class, and he's going to come out for 147.5 kilos. His PB is 150, so we're right up against that already.
Bars loaded, 147.5 kilos, Ishikawa, Japan.
He's a little bit late to the platform. It's difficult to time when you have to wrap the knees. You have to look at where you are and who's about to go out. So he has to finish wrapping his wrists as well before he gets past the TC. She's not going to let him go until he's done that, but he's short of time now. He's going to have to be fast. 23 seconds on the clock. He could do it, but he's literally going to have to walk up and take that bar and step out again.
15 seconds.
If he does a usual setup, he's going to time out, so he needs to set up really quickly. He just needs to receive the start command. 1 second to go, he gets the start command. Very careful positioning into the hole. I know that looked tough, but I imagine that being so rushed, not having to do usual setup would really have thrown him. So his second might look a bit better than that. I mean, it was a great squat. It didn't deviate position at all. He kept his position well. Didn't allow the equipment or the weight to move him around. And we have Jeff Hughes now from the USA. He's looking for 147.5 to open his squat. 325 pounds. Now he's looking very uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't think that's going to get through, unfortunately. He didn't look comfortable from the start. He was very wobbly. The bar went up and down. And he was sinking a long way into his right hip. So, I don't know. We might see him maybe even... I wouldn't even say puts a bit more weight on the bar to drive him into the hole, because it was a difficult ascent as well. But his coaches know him better than I do, and hopefully they can figure out what's going on and sort him out for his second attempt. Here's Ron Delaney, 155.
Bars loaded, 155 kilos, Delaney, Canada.
If you want to follow along the live score sheet, go to goodlift.info. All the information is on there, nominations, links to the live stream, timetable and the score sheet. And we have the live score sheet on there as well. Of course, you're already watching the live stream, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me say this. So this is Ron Delaney, Canada. Descent looked a bit shaky, but he studied up really well. So you can see a red circle with a 1 underneath the red light, and that is the colour-coded failure. In squats, the red card is always for depth, and you can see the side we were looking at there only went to parallel, and that's the side he got a red light for. Lifters often sink into one hip more than the other. Especially as you get through the masters categories, everyone's dealing with their own issues. Tapani Pohaka, Finland, for 75 kilos. I kind of missed what happened there, but presumably the referees are going to let me know.
2-1, I'm sorry, no blame.
No, that was a blue card again, so that's either for lockout or down. Oh, there it was. Yep, you can't have an up and a down, unfortunately. So you have to go from the top when you get the start command all the way to the bottom and straight up again. So this is Mick Ellender, Great Britain. He's the Equipped Masters team manager. He's been here all week. He's been refereeing. He's another one that does all the jobs. You see him TCing, refereeing, coaching, lifting, supporting the team. 75 kilos on the bar. Fast up. So just a quick run through. These are the Masters 4 men. We have one lifter in the 74s, two in the 83s, three in the 93s, and one in the 105s. Mick is in the 93s, sitting in second at the minute, but here comes Bill Helmick, who is a little way up the road. He opened with 95, and he's going to take 100 kilos for his second squat. 80 years old, he's been competing for 20 years. Not all of our masters have been competing for decades. Quite a few take up lifting in their 50s or 60s. But then we do have people who have been going since they were juniors. Bill Helmick, USA. Sits back down into the equipment. And that's 100 kilos. We have a range of different approaches to this. Some lifters are in full kit with knee wraps and suit. You see Bill Helmick there's got a suit on but no knee wraps. And a couple of people are in singlets, knee wraps, no suit. There is no requirement to wear equipment in an equipped competition. It is an option. Obviously, for the people who've got squat suits on and you haven't, that's a massive disadvantage. Here's Jeff Hughes, fully equipped. Missed his opener. Taking the same weight for his second, 147.5. Very hesitant. I'm not sure of depth on that one, unfortunately. Oh, that was it. That was good. If we watch that back from the side now. It just dips in. The very definition of just in. He's very wobbly down at the bottom of that squat, though. But no points for style, you just have to move the bar in accordance with the rules and it will be a good lift. So here's Miroslav Kopronitsky for 150 kilos. Nice and deep, nice and controlled. And that's a good lift. So here is Tsutomu Ichikawa from Japan for 152.5. Careful and controlled. He's sinking a little bit to his right side. So I'm going to wait for the referee's decision on this one. No, just not quite deep enough, unfortunately. He's not far off, but he just got to parallel, didn't manage to push through it. But he was super close, so maybe he can get that next time out. Ron Delaney next for 162.5. £358. I've got no way of seeing depth from that angle, so let's see what the referees think. That's a good lift for Ron. Already we are into the third round. Quite a small group, which is rough when you're wrapping knees. So here's Tapani Pohaka. Missed 75 last time. He's going to have another crack at it. That was a bit of an unconventional path down into the hole, but he got there all the way, and that's a successful lift. Now that puts Tapani Pohaka into second place in the 93 kilo class. But here's Mick Ellender, and he's going to look to come past with 85. Good lift for Mick. That moves him into the silver medal position on squat, and Pohaka takes the bronze. This means that Bill Helmick, who's out next, is guaranteed the gold. However, it's not just about single lift medals. He's going to look to collect as many kilos as he can to take through to his total.
Bars loaded, 105 kilos, Bill Helmick, USA.
Here goes Bill for 105. Sits it in. That's a nice easy squat. 3 white lights for Bill Helmick. He walks away with the squat gold. Tsutomu Ichikawa. He missed 152. It just wasn't quite deep enough. So he's going to try that again for his third. Here we go. Just needs to squeeze into a little bit more depth. Of course, the knee wraps and the suit are trying to stop him. That looked like his best squat yet to me.
2-1.
And 2-1, he's on the board. So that's Ichikawa takes the gold medal in the 74 kilo class in squat.
Bars loaded, 152.5 kilos, Jeff Hughes, USA.
Now his knees have collapsed in a little bit. That's a tough looking squat for Jeff Hughes. 152.5 on the bar. And tough or not, he's on the board. That gives him the silver medal in squat in the 83s.
Bars loaded, 155 kilos, Canada.
Here's Miroslav Kopronitsky, Canada, for 155. Nice. That gives him the squat gold in the 105s.
3 white lights and a good lift.
And he looks happy with that. We have one lift remaining.
7.5 on the bar now. 177.
And that's Ron Delaney.
Ron Delaney, Canada. Bars loaded, 177.5 kilos, Delaney, Canada.
He's already assured of the squat gold, and Jeff Hughes takes the silver. This one is just to push his total on a few more kilos. 177.5 on the bar. 391 pounds. Again, it's a really shaky descent. I don't think that's as deep as his previous ones have been. So let's see what the referees make of it.
Sorry, ladies and
No.
gentlemen. Failure on deck.
Leaves him with a best of 162.5.
No, he's not.
So that was the squat session for the M4 men. We're going to take a 20-minute break and then we'll be back for bench. Welcome back to the IPF World Classic and Equipped Masters Powerlifting Championships, presented by Eleiko and SBD. We are live from St John's, Newfoundland in Canada, in this the 50th anniversary year of the IPF. This is the first day and the first session of the equipped competition, and we have the M4 men on the platform right now. Here's Bill Helmick. He took the squat gold and he's opening his bench with 60. Electing to lift in a t-shirt, not a bench shirt. As we said earlier, the equipment is an option, not a requirement, but obviously anyone wearing a bench shirt will move a lot more weight. Well, you would hope so anyway, because it's a bit of a painful experience being in a bench shirt, so you're not going to put that on unless you get some benefit from it. But now we're into the M4 men. We do see that everyone's dealing with their own issues. So some wear equipment for some lifts and others for not. That's there's three white lights for Bill for his opening bench. Now it's possible that he'll put a shirt on for the rest, but it is a small group, so he's not going to get much time to do that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him just complete all his benches in a shirt. Tapani Pohaka for 85. Tapani is in a bench shirt. Now the benefit the bench shirt gives you is a very thick and tight canvas-like material. It's tight over the chest, so when you're bringing that weight down to the chest, you're building up potential energy that then, in theory, should fire it straight back up. But it's a tricky thing to master. And if it goes even the slightest bit offline, and you're handling a weight far in excess of your raw max, then it goes west really quickly. But here's Tapani Pohaka for 85 kilos. Quite a narrow grip for an equipped bench, but that moved quickly. Next out, Jeff Hughes from the USA, opening with 100. So these are the M4s. All these guys are age 70 and above. Jeff is 76, and he's about to bench 100 kilos. Absolutely incredible to see these Masters athletes perform. There is no reason to give up sport or to give up lifting as you get older. Masters is here for you. It's such a wonderful community as well. Now, that wasn't the easiest press, but it certainly went all the way. Gets him on the board. Now he's coming out now. Here's the Ron Delaney in the same class, in the 83 kilo class, is coming out for the same weight. So if two lifters select the same weight, the lowest lot number goes first. The lot numbers are allocated randomly at weigh-in. But if the two lifters lift the same weight, the lighter body weight takes the advantage. And if we look across, we can see that Jeff is the lighter lifter, so Ron will have to do more to go past him. But that's a good start. That was a nice looking 100 for Ron Delaney of Canada. 220 pounds. Here comes Mick Ellender from the UK, Southeast Division. He's opening his account with 110 kilos. He's got a bit of an issue with his left shoulder. But he's 77 years old. It'd be a miracle if he didn't have an issue somewhere. Mick took the silver in squat. Fast. That's a nice looking bench for Mick Ellender.
Rewind lights. Good leg for Mick Ellender. 115 on the bar now. Middle snap, Kokonitski. Canada, Ishikawa. Helmet, get ready.
Next up is Miroslav Kopronitsky, Canada. He is looking to open his bench with 115 kilos. 254 pounds. He is not wearing a bench shirt. Nice opening bench there for Kopronitsky.
Rewind lights and a good lift. To Kokonitski, 145 on the bar now. To Suto Ishikawa.
Last lifter out is Tsutomu Ichikawa. And this is his opening on an M4 world record, 145 kilos. In fact, he's in the 74s. The world record is 132.5, and he's opening with 145. Now you might ask, why not do 135? But it may be that 135 isn't enough weight to get all the way to his chest. You need the weight of the bar to come all the way down. And sometimes if the weight isn't enough, you can't get the bar to the chest. So you need enough weight to get it all the way to the chest, while being light enough that you can still return it to arm's length. So here we go, M4 world record, Tsutomu Ichikawa. This record has stood since 2017. Robert Vobima. Yeah, you can see he's meeting some resistance from the shirt. Stays patient. Oh, that's a shame. Two issues here. It didn't quite get all the way to the top. But also there was some up and down as well. Now, it was a little bit of a difficult touch. And sometimes, he pushed it the wrong way. He didn't get his line right. And if your line is not right and you're handling so much weight, then you are not going to be able to recover that. Yeah, but you can see there's an up and down as well. And this does sometimes happen because the shirt gives you a lot of pop off the chest, but you need to be underneath it to catch it on the delts and fire it all the way to lockout. And you do sometimes have a little bit of a bobble during that transition period. So here's Bill, 65 on the bar. £143. Used up quite a lot of his platform time, but he's got the command within 20 seconds to go. And that's a nice bench for Bill Helmick. Tapani Pohaka, Finland, 490. Opened with 85, he's gone up to 90. Sitting in silver right now. It was bouncing about a little bit on the chest, but I think it was still after he got the press command. The bar has to come down and be motionless on the chest before you'll get the command, but it didn't go up and down after he got the command, so that was a good lift. Jeff Hughes is out next for 105. Here's Jeff 105. Nice touch. A bit of a difficult press, but unlike raw lifting where you've got nowhere to go really. If it's a difficult press, then you've got no option but just put more weight on it and try. With a shirt, you do have some options. You can position the collar differently. You can pull the shirt up at the back and down at the front, and that moves the chest plate further down. So that there are things you can do if it's a difficult press, but you need to find that fine balance between a weight that will go easily to the chest and still return to lockout. If it's a difficult touch, then you find yourself going offline in order just to get to the chest, and if you rotate forwards to reach the chest, then that bar is not going up again. You can think of it a bit like trying to force the same polars of a magnet together. It will just fly off at an angle. And yeah, that was a bit of a tricky lockout, but he got it there in the end. And that was a good lift for Ron Delaney with 107.5. So he is just ahead of Jeff Hughes in the bench. But we've got a bit of a tight battle going on with these two in the 83 kilo class. Here's Mick Hellender from Great Britain. He's looking for 120. He benched 130 at the European bench not that long ago. Did the same weight at the European Masters. And again in Kazakhstan, so he's taken 30 for a ride several times this year. Bit of a difficult one, but I think he just went a little bit offline just on at the bottom of the bench. Made it a little bit more difficult to get up. As you see it come down, it just slides down a bit as it comes to rest. So it made it a little bit difficult to get up, but it still wasn't in any doubt. And he is leading the pack in bench press in the 93s. Next out, Miroslav Koprivitsky, Canada, for 122.5. He is benching raw. He's a little bit off centre on the bench there, so hopefully that won't trip him up. This top-down view really does expose people's asymmetries. Yeah, that didn't slow him down one bit. That's a good lift, Koprivitsky. So the next one out is Tsutomu Ichikawa, 145 kilos. Now he missed this last time. It looked like a slightly difficult touch, so they will have taken that into consideration. They may have released the shirt a little bit. Maybe he's just going to come out and try again. Just keep patient. get the exact touchdown exactly where he wants it. And hopefully it's going to go all the way. This is a big bench. He weighed in today at 73.28 kilos. So this is not quite double body weight. And he's 75 years old. Impressive stuff. He handled the weight well. Again, he's a bit off centre.
20 seconds.
Gets a good touch. And it's gone all the way. 3 white lights. And that is a new M4 world record for Tsutsuma Ichikawa. Great benching there. You can just see the bar stalled a tiny bit as it ran out of help from the shirt and took over from on his delts and triceps. But it didn't dip, and he got the world record. So, third round of benching, we have Bill Helmick coming out for 70 kilos. Looks like he's enjoying himself, which is fantastic to see. You can put too much stress on yourself, too much pressure on yourself at these competitions and forget to enjoy it. We have to remember that we do this because we love it. Otherwise you would not put yourself through it. Sometimes it's type 2 fun. You enjoy having done it, but maybe not so much. It's a bit stressful in the moment. So Bill can't catch second place on bench now, so this will give him the bronze. But that's a good lift. He is 6 for 6. Takes the bench press bronze to go with his squat gold. Next up we have Tapani Puhaka from Finland for 95 kilos. 78 years old. He took the squat bronze. He can't catch Mick on bench, so he's going to take the bench silver. And Mick Ellender, without even coming out for his third, is guaranteed the gold in bench. I can also tell you that Tsutsuma Ichikawa is a long way ahead in the best lifter race, followed by Ron Delaney and Jeff Hughes. Not quite, unfortunately. You know, I think he went offline on the descent. And if you are offline on the way down, you are definitely coming up offline as well. So if we take a look at that back. Yeah, he rotated forward. Went a bit up instead of back. And couldn't quite finish it off. Nevertheless, he takes the bench press silver. Next out, Jeff Hughes, 110. Jeff Hughes is in a tight battle with Ron Delaney of Canada. They've both selected the same weight for their third, 110. Jeff Hughes is the lighter lifter. So this is Jeff for 110. This will move him back into the lead on bench. He's a little bit behind in the overall. But anything can happen in equipped powerlifting. It's a tough one, but I think he's locked it. 3 white lines, and Jeff Hughes moves into the gold medal position on bench. But here is Ron Delaney. Oh, in fact, no, that guarantees Jeff Hughes the gold, because Ron Delaney's heavier. But Ron cannot now think, oh, well, I'd like the gold medal, I'd like to change my attempt. You cannot change any of your attempts once they're submitted, except for third deadlift. You get 2 changes on your third deadlift, which enables you to be a bit strategic. So here's Ron Delaney. For 110 kilos. He's going to take the silver in bench. So here we go. Oh, I think his head came up, you know. Now let's see. That's sometimes not picked up by the side referees because it's difficult to see. So let's see what the referees say. So next out we have Mick Ellender. He's flying on bench today. He's got 125 kilos on the bar. He's already taken the he took the silver in squat. He's taken the gold in bench. And this is 125 kilos, 2 red plates. I think he's going to get it to the top. It was going over, so what are the referees going to say?
Still waiting for the right-hand referee's vote. Yeah, we got it. Sorry, no lid, no lid.
He got all the colours there. It did dip for sure. I don't know about the red light that he got because that's usually for touching the belt. And I think one of them decided he didn't finish the lift because it was going over to the side when he got the rack command. Nevertheless, that's 120 kilos for Mick. That puts him in the overall lead. Subtotal he's on 205, to Helmic's 175, to Pahaka's 165. So it puts him in a good place going into deadlift. And then we have Miroslav Kopranitsky, 125 kilos on the bar. He's alone in class. So as long as he doesn't bomb, he's going to take all the gold medals. But really the big win here is that he's on the platform at 71 years old. With a bigger than body weight bench. That is a good lift for him, and he is 6 for 6. So waiting in the wings, Tsutomu Ichikawa. 150 kilos on the bar for another world record attempt. He takes a fist bump from the TC and he comes out for 150. Took the world record with his second. Had to have 2 cracks at it. Didn't quite get it on the first time. He's alone in class, so he doesn't have to worry about fighting for position. And this gives him the opportunity to attempt the world record. Oh, just didn't quite get that pop off the chest. And that didn't quite go. So leaves him with the best of 145 and the M4 world record in bench press. We're going to take a 20-minute break now, and we'll decide our world champions on deadlift.
Hold it, hold it.
Welcome back to the IPF World Classic and Equipped Masters Powerlifting Championships. We are live from St John's, Newfoundland, Canada. And we've had such a warm welcome from the CPU putting on this fantastic event. This is day 6, day 1 of the Equipped. And we have Bill Helmick on the platform right now. 80 years old. Recovered this year for a pulmonary embolism. It's a miracle a lot of these lifters are here at all. But here he is. He is going to open his deadlift with 120 kilos. 265 pounds. And that was fast. That was a great pull for Bill. And next up we have Tsutomu Ichikawa from Japan. For 140. He took the M4 world record in bench press with 145, and it looks like he's benching more than almost as much as he squats and deadlifts, which is phenomenal. He is alone in the 74 kilo class, so he needs this to make sure of his bench world record. If he doesn't put a total up, he forfeits the bench record. So hopefully this is going to be a nice, easy one. Gets in the World Championship title, cements his world record, and then he can figure out what to do next. So 140 on the bar, Tsutomu Ichikawa. And I think that's a little bit tougher than he would have liked. But it's a good lift, and he is the new 74 kilo M4 world champion with a bench press world record. Phenomenal performance there. Tapani Parker now from Finland for 140. He is fighting with Bill Helmick and Mick Ellender in the 93 kilo class. Took the bench silver. Looks in good shape to take the deadlift silver too. Got a little bit of way to go there before we start handing medals out though. Next up, Mick Ellender. Mick Ellender, 160 kilos. He took the silver in squat, he took the gold medal in bench. This will put him in a really good place for deadlift and the overall. So let's see if he can just get this to the top now. Good lift. So he is on the board. And he is in the lead. You know, looking at the totals now in the 93s, Mick is on 365. Tapani is on 305. And Bill is on 295. So this looks like the title goes to Mick. Still got a couple of rounds to go. And the battle in this class now is for second place between Pohaka and Helmick. Meanwhile, we have Miroslav Kopronitsky, Canada. He's alone in class, so he just needs this to become the new world champion. And that's a great lift for Kopronitsky. He is the new M4 105 kilo world champion. I was just checking back, and yes, indeed, did also win the classic competition. So Miroslav Kopernitsky is the Canada's double world champion at the Masters. But here's Jeff Hughes. 182.5 on the bar. This is the equipped competition, so he is in a deadlift suit. Nice pull for Jeff. And next out we have Ron Delaney. Ron won his class in the Raw. This is interesting actually. Ron competed in the 93 kilo class Raw. Oh no, excuse me, that's the... Yeah, let me just check on the score sheet. Yeah, Ron competed as a 93, as a light 93, weighed in at 84 kilos for the Raw. Took the world title in that class. I double checked because I thought it was unusual to be in a lower weight class. So Ron Delaney now moves into the lead in the 83s. Can he do the double? So we're through already to the second round of deadlift. Bill Helmick is coming out for 135.
18 years young. Bar is loaded. 135 kilos. Bill Helmick, USA.
Bill would be an M5 if there was such a thing. The M4 class is 70 years old and above. But if there was an M5, Bill would be in it. Good lift for Bill. That moves him up to second place overall, with Puhaka still to respond. So it's going to be close with Bill and Tapani. I think it's going to come down to who gets their final deadlift in. Meanwhile, we have Tsutomu Ichikawa, Japan, 145. This matches what he benched. In equipped lifting, you don't get nearly as much out of a deadlift suit as you do out of a bench shirt. So you do get these anomalies where people deadlift what they bench. Tough break from the floor. Be patient with it, keeps pulling. And that's a good lift. Not sure how much more he's got in the tank there. Now here comes Tapani Puhaka from Finland, 157.5. This will move him back ahead of Bill Helmick. So that's a good lift for Puhaka, who now moves ahead of Helmick. He's going to be difficult to catch now, but who is the lighter lifter? So Bill Helmick is lighter, so he only has to match Puhaka. And his third attempt deadlift of 150. I would say was reasonable based on his second attempt. So if he can get his third, and Puhaka doesn't get his third, Bill will move past. But here's Mick Ellender, who is pulling out quite the lead now. And he's looking for 180 kilos for his second. He was telling me he fell down the stairs a couple of weeks ago and didn't think he'd even be able to be here. So to be in this position is just incredible. And he's reffed all week. 77 years old. That was a decisive pull for Mick Ellender, and I don't think he can be caught now. Next out, we have double world champion Miroslav Kopronitsky for 187.5 in the 105 kilo class. Good lift for Kopronitsky. So we're into the 83 kilo class now, and I think Jeff Hughes has taken the view that he's not going to catch Ron Delaney for the overall. So he's going to run his own race now. He's guaranteed second. Looking for 192.5 for his second pull. £424. Tough from the floor, keeps pulling, gets it all the way to the top. Not sure from this angle if his knees were locked. The referees were. So that was a good lift for Jeff Hughes. So here's Ron Delaney now for 220. Realistically, he can't be caught. He is the new 83 kilo M4 world champion. He took the gold in squat, the silver in bench, and he is going to take the gold in deadlift too. Good lift for Ron.
We are into the third round, the final round, the round of truth. Well, we find out who is our world champion in the 83 and 93 kilo categories. I will say we know already the 105s and 74s.
Through to the sharp end of the competition now. Final round of deadlifts. We will conclude the M4 men today. So I'm just taking a look at the best lifter. And Ron Delaney is only just ahead of Tsutomu Ichikawa, who is a couple of points ahead of Jeff Hughes. So there is still stuff to play for. And I can see that Kopronitsky has taken a big jump to his third, so I wonder whether he's trying to move up from fourth place. So we'll keep an eye on that as well as we go through. No, not quite, unfortunately. Leaves him with the best deadlift of 145, 442.5 kilo total. He's sitting in second place for the best lifter award. The best lifter is scored on GL points. The IPF GL points is a formula that tries to compare lifters of different body weights. So obviously someone who weighs 150 kilos is going to lift more than someone who weighs 50 kilos. So it's kind of like a power to weight ratio that tries to balance out those differences. So here goes Bill Helmick. This is an attempt to move past Tapani Puhaka into second place overall. A little bit of work to do lock out, but he got it there and he moves into second place. So we have a change because Puhaka now, what does he need? Yeah, he had 165 in. I don't think, no, excuse me, that is the change. So 165 because he's the heavier lifter, he's heavier than Bill, so he has to do more. 165 is the number he needs to retake the overall silver medal position.
If Puhaka gets this, he will pull himself back into silver medal position. In the 93 kilo category, the bar is loaded for Tapani Puhaka.
So here he comes, Tapani Puhaka, to retake the silver medal position from Bill Helmick. Had a real battle in the M3 93 kilo class today. It's going, and I think it's gone. I think he has retaken the silver, pushed Helmick down to third. And he's delighted with that. He shakes Bill Helmick's hand as they leave off. This is Masters Powerlifting. So many of these lifters see each other at every competition and are such good friends. They're all referees, they're all coaches, they're all lifters. There's such a community spirit at these events. Now here is Mick Ellender. He is already the new M4 93 kilo world champion. He already has the deadlift gold. Gives himself a bit of encouragement there. And that is a great way to finish your World Championship title run. That's a great lift for Mick Ellender. He finishes on 395. Puhaka takes the silver with 330, and Helmick right behind with 327.5. Nothing in it there for second and third places. He was delighted with that pull. Considering 2 weeks ago he thought he'd have to pull out of the competition, that's phenomenal lifting. So here's Jeff Hughes for 195. He can't get past onto the overall top step of the podium, but he's going to want to squeeze what he can. This will give him £1,000 total. And it's a tough one. Slightly soft on the knees, maybe. No, if that's good enough for the referees, they absolutely do not have to satisfy me. That is a good lift for Jeff Hughes. I think he looked slightly unlocked because his legs were so long.
One of the youngest men in the competition, who was only born in 1951, Kopernitsky, a mere youth. Bar is loaded, 200 kilos.
So, Ron Delaney still has his last left to pull, and he's in first place ahead of Ichikawa and Jeff Hughes in the best lifter award. So, where will this leave Miroslav Kopernitsky? He's won the world title, he has all the gold medals. 200 kilos on the bar. That's a great way to finish your competition. 200 kilos and a 480 kilo total for Kopernitsky. Didn't manage to get on the podium for overall. And the last one's Ron Delaney, who's in the lead. So I can tell you that the best lifters in the M4s were Ron Delaney ahead of Tsutomu Ichikawa, just ahead of Jeff Hughes.
Who would not want that? I tell you what, I certainly would.
Last lift of the M4s is Ron Delaney. 227 kilos, 500 pounds on the bar. This is in fact a 7.5 kilo personal best, and his total will be a PB as well. 71 years old, still setting personal bests. These M4 lifters are so inspiring. I aspire to be still lifting weights in my 70s. Nice work.
Green, white lights, a good lift. This man has totaled half a metric ton right here in St. John's, Newfoundland.
So that was a 500 kilo total for Ron Delaney. He takes the gold medal ahead of Jeff Hughes. And we conclude the equipped M4 men. We have the medal ceremony coming up very soon. I hope you'll stick around for that. And then at 12 noon local time, we have the M4 and M3 women. Please join us for that.
It is time to welcome these gentlemen onto the platform. Music, please. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Masters 4 men. Presenting the medals today will be IPF President Mr. Gaston Parage and Constable Chris Tiller of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Once again, it is a real touch of class to have a Mountie in their dress uniform handing out the medals right here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to present the individual medals for lift in the 74 kilo Masters 4 category. Only one guy in this class taking squat gold with 152.5. It is Tsutomu Ishikawa, Japan. Great job, sir. Thank you. And it's no surprise to find out that with 145 kilos, bench press golds goes to Japan's Tsutomu Ishikawa. And we're not going to make him walk in a circle because deadlift gold with 145 kilos goes to Japan's Tsutomu Ishikawa. Which means that your new 74 kilo Masters 4 world champion with 442.5 and a new bench press world record from Japan, Tsutomu Ishikawa. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Japan. Well done, sir. I'm so glad you got that record. And the next one will go after that, I'm pretty sure. Okay, 83 kilo Masters 4 category. Taking squat silver with 152.5 kilos from the USA, Jeff Hughes. Squat gold with 162.5 kilos goes to Canada's Ron Delaney. Great job, guys. Thank you. And now to bench press. Bench press silver with 110 kilos goes to Canada's Ron Delaney. And bench press gold on body weight with 110 kilos goes to the USA's Jeff Hughes. Great job, guys. Thank you. And we're shuffling them round again because deadlift silver with 195 kilos goes to the USA's Jeff Hughes. And deadlift gold with 227.5 kilos goes to Canada's Ron Delaney. Great job, gentlemen. And now the total. Taking silver overall with 457.5 kilos from USA, it's Jeff Hughes. And your new 83 kilo Masters 4 world champion with a 500 kilo total from Canada, it's Ron Delaney. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Canada. Well done, gentlemen. Great competition. Thank you. And now we go to the 93 kilo Masters 4 category. Individual medals first. Squat bronze with 75 kilos goes to Finland's Tapani Puhakka. Squat silver with 85 kilos goes to Great Britain's Mick Ellender. And squat gold with 105 kilos goes to the USA's Bill Helmick. Thank you, gentlemen. Great job. And now to the bench press. Oh, he doesn't want any help from Mick. Bench press bronze with 70 kilos goes to the USA's Bill Helmick. Bench press silver with 90 kilos goes to Finland's Tapani Puhakka. And bench press gold with a massive 120 kilos from Great Britain, it's Mick Ellender. Well done, gentlemen. Great job. And now to the deadlifts. Deadlift bronze with 152.5 goes to the USA's Bill Helmick. Deadlift silver with 165 kilos goes to Finland's Tapani Puhakka. And deadlift gold with 190 kilos from Great Britain, it's Mick Ellender. Well done, gentlemen. And now it is time for the overall and to crown our new 93 kilo Masters 4 world champion. In bronze medal position with 327.5 kilos from the USA, Bill Helmick. Just edging Bill out for silver with 330 kilos from Finland, it's Tapani Puhakka. Great bit of gamesmanship for that silver medal. And your new Masters 4 93 kilo world champion with 395 kilos from Great Britain, Mick Ellender. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Great Britain. Well done, boys. Great job, thank you. And if you would mind joining your comrades at the back of the platform once we've got our photos in. Oh, hang on, no, we have one more category. You done, boys? Bit of hijinks on the platform. There'll be trouble in the bars down George Street later on. Okay, 105 kilo Masters 4. Squat gold with 155 kilos. It goes to Canada's Miro Koprnitsky. Bench press gold with 125 kilos goes to Canada's Miro Koprnitsky. Deadlift gold with 200 kilos, Canada's Miro Koprnitsky. And that means that your new 105 kilo Masters 4 world champion, double world champion, because he got the classic earlier in the week with 480 kilos, it's Canada's Miroslav Koprnitsky. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding once more for the national anthem of Canada. Great job, Miro, great job. If you would mind joining the rest of the gentlemen at the back of the platform, I would like you, ladies and gentlemen, to join me in giving these guys a round of applause as they follow the technical control of the platform. Great job, guys. Next session begins at 12 p.m. This is M3 and M4 women, all classes. And then the last session begins at 3 p.m. That is M3 men, 59 and 120 kilos. Katastrofa.